Marvel Legends started out with a pretty rough year, but you know what? Things got pretty good as time went on, and even throughout the entire year, there were some good releases. And today, we're going to look at all those good releases, guys. Be sure you stick around to the end, soulmates, because we're going to talk about our honorable mention before we get to number one. The fifth best Marvel Legend of 2023, guys, was The Blob. This one was a pretty awesome release, I thought, and a much needed action figure in the X-Men canon. This was a definite improvement over their 2007 Build-A-Figure, which was not that bad in terms of what they could do at the time, but you know, things have gotten a little better since Hasbro took on the license way back when. This one included some much needed improvements in articulation, and also he came with an extra head and some hands, and overall he just looked a lot closer to how we know the Blob from the comics, and this is a much more aesthetically pleasing package than anything we've gotten before representing the Blob. The fourth best Marvel Legend of 2023, guys, is the Rose, and this one was kind of a surprise for me because I didn't expect to like this one as much as I did. I was very surprised to see this one. I don't know why, because I've been asking to see him for such a long time, but once I finally did, it took a little while for me to get warmed up to him, but once I did, ooh, wow, this one was so good because he came fully loaded. He looked exactly more or less how he does from the comics. This is the Rose, definitely. I was impressed by the sculpt too. This is not a lazy release. This one took some time and effort, and they showed that they could do some really great stuff with this one. Really impressed that we're seeing the Rose after all this time because he's a little bit sort of obscure, but also he's one of my favorite Spider-Man characters, and he's very much related to the Kingpin, so I think that he needed to be made. The third best Marvel Legend of 2023, soulmates, was Blade. This is another one that had a fully loaded package, and I was completely blown away by this one. I didn't think that I would like him as much as I did, mostly because I'm not big on the whole screaming face vibe, but I saw this one, I said, oh yeah, that's Blade. For me, it really captured the essence of Blade, and I felt like this had everything you needed in a Blade action figure. I thought it really captured the anger of the character when he's out fighting vampires. I'm always excited when I see the essence of a character captured in a sculpt. It doesn't happen super often, I think, but every so often when they do it just right, it really strikes you in the feels, and I feel like that's where we're getting Blade here. Plus, like I say, the sculpt and accessories are very much appropriate to him. Everything here is just so finely tuned to the character that it's hard not to recommend him. The second best Marvel Legend of 2023, guys, is Magneto. The whole X-Men 97 wave was a wave of Marvel Legends that I was absolutely impressed with, and I thought it was some of the best work that Marvel Legends put out throughout the entire year. But I was particularly taken with Magneto because for a long time now I've wanted to see a really good Magneto action figure, and when I saw this one I just said yes. I was so taken with it that I thought this is the best Magneto action figure I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of another Magneto action figure that was pretty good, and one that I'm thinking of was the Toy Biz one, which was just Magneto on an Iron Man body, which really wasn't that good in hindsight. And then another one was the ones that Hasbro has put out, which really weren't all that good either. But this one captures everything, plus the sculpting is there, it feels like. And it's on a body that makes sense to me. Everything here works, and this feels like the Magneto that I've always wanted. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. And if you're enjoying this Best Marvel Legends of 2023 video, please give it a like, soulmates, because these are tough to put together, and I really appreciate it, guys. Before we get to number one, our honorable mention for the best Marvel Legend of 2023 is the Green Goblin from Spider-Man No Way Home. This one looks exactly like Willem Dafoe. It's one of the best movie head sculpts I've ever seen. The accessories it comes with are on point. It comes with the pumpkin bomb as well as the goblin mask, And then the Goblin glider itself is just such a marvel of engineering. It really is a sight to behold, and one of the testaments to the talents of the Marvel Legends team that they were able to create this and do such a wonderful job. They really went above and beyond to create this action figure, and it's such a meticulously made perfect action figure that you really can't say anything bad about it. It's just so good. Of all the Marvel Legends releases in 2023, and of all the Spider-Man No Way Home releases in 2023, this is definitely one to really consider adding to your collection, especially if you're a fan of No Way Home. And finally, the number one Marvel Legend of 2023 is The Spot. This one is based on the character as he appeared in Across the Spider-Verse, and he's absolutely a wonderful action figure that maybe got overlooked by a lot of people because they had mixed expectations for what they thought Across the Spider-Verse was going to be. I don't know why anyone would expect anything different from a line based on a movie, but you know, this is exactly what he looks like in the movie. And the translation here is perfectly done by the Marvel Legends team. 10 out of 10 action figure, easy. Not only do I love this movie accurate sculpt that we see here, which really they put a lot of work into. This one really shows that, you know, they took time, they took effort to get it all right. And this looks exactly like the character, but also it puts his powers on display, which is wonderfully done by these black holes that we see placed on a plastic stand. And that works for me because at the end of the day, that is the essence of the Spot's powers, is these holes that he's able to transport himself and others through. This action figure was much maligned by the Marvel Legends community because of his quote-unquote dad bod shape, but from my point of view, I think it's wonderful to see a diverse body type represented as a Marvel Legend, and frankly, I wish we saw more of that. Because frankly, you can only see so many characters on a Sunfire body before you say to yourself, alright, I really wish I could see something different. And well, here we are, thankfully, with something different from an entire line that was just all new sculpts. And I think that the Marvel Legends team really outdid themselves with this line because every action figure was unique. And the Spot was absolutely my favorite of the bunch because it feels like it's so fully realized as a character, and that's really what you love to see from Marvel Legends, is fully realized characters represented in the line. I love his design from the movie. I love what they did with the action figure, and if you like the movie and if you're interested in any Across the Spider-Verse stuff, definitely take a look at The Spot, guys, because this was my absolute favorite Marvel Legend of 2023. Well, Soulmates, what do you think of this best of 2023 Marvel Legends list? Do you agree with this one for the most part? Do you disagree with it for whatever reason? Do you have your own list of the best Marvel Legends of 2023? I don't know, guys. Be sure you let me know down in the comments because I would love to hear from you what you think the best of the year was. If you'd like to hear what the worst Marvel Legends of 2023 were, you can check out that video here, Soulmates.